there, beer tubers. Welcome back to Maxwell Starr's Beer Reviews. Tonight we're going to take a look at a product that showed up. Hey there, beer tubers. Welcome back to Maxwell Starr's Beer Reviews. And tonight we're going to look at a special product that showed up recently in New Brunswick liquor stores. We're going to take a look at a Caribbean lager. We're going to take a look at something from the Barbados. It is 10 Saints Beer Aged in Rum Cask, Bajan style, imported from the Barbados. It's a rum barrel aged Caribbean lager. 4.8% ABV, product of Barbados. 10 Saints parishes of Barbados. I guess that's where the name comes from, because there's 10 parishes, almost like 10 counties or something, on the island of Barbados. This is handcrafted by the master brewers of 10 Saints Brewing Company at Newton, Christchurch, Barbados in the West Indies. Imported by Christopher Stewart Wine and Spirits, 1500 14th Street Southwest in Calgary, Alberta. Christopher Stewart Wines and Spirits. Contains barley malt, so just in case you didn't realize beer had barley malt in it, there's a warning label on the bottle. So it's got a cool looking 10 Saints cap here with the number 10 with the halo above it, just like on the label here. Handcrafted beer aged in rum casks. Pop top off of here and to celebrate the occasion of drinking a rum barrel aged beer. I'm gonna put this in my Innocent Gun glass, and we'll take a look at this thing. All right, now pause for a second just for the obligatory photo. Alright, so, looking at that, it kind of looks what you come to expect from a lager. Maybe it's a little bit more brassy and golden than what I would expect. The head kind of looks the part, but the head almost looks like it's sticking around for just a little bit. It looks nice. As far as Innocent Gun beers usually go, the head doesn't really last very long, but that's mainly because of the nature of it is... they're high ABV beers, so this is just 4.8, so it's like your standard Caribbean lager aged in rum barrels. And I'm not sure if they actually say this is aged in rum cask, or it just says that on the bottle, or if it's just aged on rum cask, like chopped up into staves or something, oak staves, because that's what a lot of them usually do. The effect is almost the same, but in this case, if they age it on rum barrels, they actually take the lager and put it into a barrel, lager it in the rum barrels. And the Barbados doesn't have a shortage on those, considering they're one of the largest rum producers on the planet, especially like all countries in the Caribbean. Yeah, not a lot of carbonation. The head's dying off. Let's give it a sniff. Woof. I'm getting a little bit of molasses sweetness from the rum. A little subtle hint of that boozy note. But the rest of it I'm getting is this maybe a lightly toffee sweet Caribbean lager. It's almost like that caramel sweet, very light smell. Almost no hop character. A subtle, what little there is of the hop character is kind of like this faint, not so much skunky, but bordering on that herbal skunk kind of smell. With a pleasant little, a bit of malt, a pleasant little bit of rum barrel characteristic sitting on top of that. But overall, it doesn't pierce your nose with this thick, syrupy kind of rum barrel beer that really is what you would expect. It just smells like a lager with a hint of rum added to it. Let's give this thing a taste, shall we? Ugh. So yeah, give me a sec. There's almost like a little bit of Not so much lemony tartness down the back, but down the middle. But it's almost like that little subtle hop character blends in with the caramel and the molasses of the rum down the center of the tongue to give you this weirdly sweet, not so much lemon tart, but a subtly tart kind of taste. Very tannic. And perhaps that's oak tannins I'm tasting, because it's almost like you get that tartness. It doesn't have any descriptive flavor. It's almost woody tart. Oak tannins. Gotta be it. Not much rum. I'm getting a little hint of navy rum going through it. This little dark molasses, but it's very faint and watery. Now, underneath that, it's a lager beer with similar characteristics to like Sol or what was that other one? Carib. It was like a Trinidad and Tobago beer. It was it's almost like that pale lager kind of smell, that taste, that kind of like a cerveza kind of, that's like Latin America kind of Caribbean lager with the not quite Corona, but Sol or Carib, or there was one from Cuba I had. Overall, it's bordering on those Caribbean lagers, the ones that I do like, the ones that have that nice subtle toffee taste that go down so smooth and easy that while they're not really super beers, they would be something incredibly easy to drink when you're sitting on a hot beach. And adding that little rum barrel note, I can say that would be something quite exotic and quite interesting to have, you know, on a beach, compared to drinking like the standard fare like Presidente or Bucanero or depending on what country you go to down there. I've never been down there myself. I'm just naming off Caribbean lagers I remember having. And but let's take like a beach beer like Corona or something. This is a lot better than Corona. This is better than a Sol, but at the same time, it's basically rum barrel aged dirty Caribbean lager. And I don't mean that to sound too derisive on Caribbean lager, because some of them I do like, but it's your standard beer with a little bit of rum barrel aging. And whether that rum barrel aging is authentic, like they actually did age this in rum barrels, or if it's just flavoring that was added after the fact, or it was something that was like, you know, aged on oak staves or something, I have no idea. It kind of does strike me with all the oak tannins I get out of this thing. It kind of strikes me maybe it is rum barrel aged, but the barrels may not have been used for much. Like maybe like one or two barrel like aged aging cycles or something with the barrels. Because in those countries they do have a lot of barrels down there, given how much rum the region produces. Overall, it's interesting. As far as being a beer, like when you think barrel aging, this isn't really going to meet the modern definition of a good barrel aged beer. But it's certainly interesting to try. But you know, lager style like this is kind of the more lesser interesting beer types to age in a barrel. Whereas I would probably like a Imperial stouts are delicious out of rum barrels, out of any kind of barrels. A good heavy malt based beer is very good, but like light beers just don't work. And this one almost works, but I'm gonna still say it. It's rum barrel aged Caribbean lager, and that's basically what it is. 3 out of 5 from me. I'm being generous by giving it a 3, to be honest. And it's mainly because I think it's interesting, and I don't mind Caribbean lagers, some of them. And I think this is kind of meeting that par for expectations, that I'm going to give it a little bit better than average score. And but I don't think this is something I would go out of my way to drink again. But I don't think this was very expensive. I don't think this was like, I think this was less than $3 for a bottle, so. Considering what it is and how far it has to come, it's not bad. So try it if you see it. It sounds like something you're interested in. Definitely, if you were a lager drinker, you might like this. You might like having that little extra dimension of taste to it, because it might be something you really enjoy. As for me, it's ho-hum. Anyway, thanks for watching Maxwell Starr's beer reviews of 10 Saints Rum Barrel Aged Lager. We'll talk to you folks later. Cheers.